Imagine if I told you that the key to unlocking boundless energy, slowing down the aging process, and protecting yourself from chronic diseases like Alzheimer's and diabetes has been inside your cells all along. This isn't science fiction, it's the reality of a biological process known as mitochondrial biogenesis, which is simply your body's innate ability to create new mitochondria. Think of your mitochondria as the microscopic power plants within nearly every one of your cells. They take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe and transform them into adenosine triphosphate, or ADP, which is the fundamental currency of energy that powers every single action in your body, from the beating of your heart to the firing of your neurons. But here's the shocking truth that most people don't realize. As we age, or when we live a lifestyle of chronic stress, poor nutrition, and lack of exercise, our mitochondria don't just become less efficient, they can actually become damaged, dysfunctional, and die off. This loss of mitochondrial population and function is a primary driver of what we perceive as aging. You feel fatigued, mentally foggy, and your body struggles to repair itself. The good news, the revolutionary news, is that this is not a one-way street. You are not a passive victim of your declining cellular energy. Through the powerful intervention of specific foods, you can actively signal your body to build brand new, healthy, vibrant mitochondria. This isn't about just giving your existing tired mitochondria a slight boost. This is about instructing your body's genetic machinery to construct entirely new power plants, effectively rolling back the clock on a cellular level. The science behind this is profound and centers on a master regulator called PGC1 alpha. Think of PGC1 alpha as the chief foreman on a construction site for new mitochondria. When this foreman is activated, he flips the switches on a whole set of genes that initiate the complex process of building new mitochondrial infrastructure. The question then becomes, how do we activate this foreman? How do we send that powerful signal? The answer lies not in a pharmaceutical lab, but in your kitchen. Over the next 4 segments, we will dive deep into 4 specific, scientifically proven foods that have been demonstrated in rigorous studies to activate PGC1 alpha and directly stimulate the creation of new mitochondria. This information is transformative, and it's your first step toward reclaiming your vitality. So, if you're ready to move from a state of constant fatigue to one of sustained energy, make sure you watch this entire video until the very end, because we are starting with one of the most powerful and delicious mitochondrial builders known to science. The first, and perhaps most crucial food for making new mitochondria, is the humble yet mighty blueberry. Most people think of blueberries as just a tasty antioxidant fruit, but their impact on mitochondrial biogenesis is where their true magic lies. The secret isn't just in their generic antioxidant capacity, it's in a specific class of compounds called polyphenol, and within that class, a particular group known as anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give blueberries, as well as other berries like blackberries and raspberries, their deep, vibrant blue, purple, and red colors. But in your body, these anthocyanins are far more than just colorants. They are sophisticated signaling molecules. A landmark study published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry provided stunning evidence for this. Researchers had participants consume a blueberry smoothie daily, and then they measured the activity of their cells. What they found was a significant upregulation of the PGC1 alpha pathway. The anthocyanins from the blueberries were directly communicating with the cells, instructing them to turn on the mitochondrial construction crew. But the benefits don't stop at just initiating construction. These compounds also play a vital role in protecting the new mitochondria you build. Mitochondria are particularly vulnerable to oxidative stress, damage from unstable molecules called free radicals that are produced as a natural byproduct of energy production. This is a classic case of the factory creating its own pollution. Anthocyanins are potent antioxidants that specifically localize within the mitochondria, acting like a sophisticated filtration system that scrubs away this pollution, protecting the delicate machinery from damage. This dual action, both building new power plants and maintaining them, is what makes blueberries so exceptionally powerful. To get this benefit, it's not about eating a single blueberry once in a while. The research suggests a daily dose of at least 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries is ideal. You can add them to your morning smoothie, mix them into plain yogurt, or simply enjoy them by the handful. The key is consistency. By making blueberries a daily staple, you are sending a continuous, gentle signal to your body to invest in its energy infrastructure. This is not a quick fix, it's a long-term nutritional strategy for rejuvenation. Before we move on to the second powerful food, if this information is already starting to change your perspective on what food can do me a huge favor and hit that like button right now. It tells YouTube that this is valuable content and helps others, who are also struggling with low energy, find this vital information. Now, let's move from the vibrant world of berries to the rich, complex universe of one of the most studied beverages on the planet, green tea. For centuries, green tea has been revered in traditional medicine for its health-promoting properties, and modern science has now uncovered its profound ability to stimulate the growth of new mitochondria. The primary active compound responsible for this effect is a catechin called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG for short. EGCG is a powerhouse molecule that operates through multiple sophisticated pathways to trigger mitochondrial biogenesis. One of the key mechanisms involves the activation of an enzyme called AMPK, or AMP-activated protein kinase. Think of AMPK as your body's cellular energy sensor. When your cellular energy levels are low, a state often indicated by a high ratio of AMP to ADP, AMPK switches on. Its job is to restore energy balance, and one of the most powerful ways it does this is by activating our old friend, the foreman PGC1 alpha, thereby launching the process of building new mitochondria to increase the body's overall energy production capacity. EGCG in green tea is a potent natural activator of AMPK. By consuming green tea, you are essentially tricking your cells into thinking they need to ramp up their energy production capabilities, leading to a direct increase in mitochondrial density. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition supports this, showing that regular consumption of green tea extract led to significant improvements in fat oxidation and exercise performance, outcomes that are directly linked to having more and better mitochondria. But the story of EGCG gets even more fascinating. It also influences a related pathway called the SIRT1 pathway. SIRT1 is a longevity-associated gene, a sirtuin, that plays a critical role in cellular health and aging. EGCG has been shown to boost the activity of SIRT1, which in turn works hand-in-hand with PGC1 alpha to promote mitochondrial biogenesis and enhance the efficiency of existing mitochondria. This means green tea isn't just adding more power plants, it's also helping to optimize the ones you already have for cleaner, more efficient energy burning. To harness this power, the quality and preparation of your green tea matter. Brewing your own tea from loose leaves or high-quality bags is far superior to drinking bottled, sugary green tea drinks. Aim for 2 to 3 cups throughout the day. Let the tea steep for a few minutes to ensure a good extraction of the EGCG. And remember, while green tea does contain caffeine, it's generally much less than coffee and is released in a slower, more sustained manner due to the presence of other compounds like L-theanine, which promotes a state of calm alertness, a perfect combination for supporting your energy systems without the jitters. The cumulative effect of daily green tea consumption is a powerful, ongoing stimulus for mitochondrial growth that complements the effects of blueberries beautifully. If you're learning just how targeted nutrition can be for your cellular energy, consider subscribing to the channel. We are just getting started, and there are 2 more incredible foods to uncover that will complete your mitochondrial building toolkit. The third food on our list might come as a surprise to some, but its scientific backing is incredibly robust. We are talking about the mighty pomegranate. This ancient fruit, often symbolizing abundance and health, contains a unique compound that has a very special, indirect route to boosting your mitochondrial health. The hero here is not a polyphenol like the anthocyanin in blueberries, but a type of molecule called a punicalagin. When you consume pomegranate, the punicalagins are broken down by your gut bacteria into a smaller, highly bioavailable metabolite called urolithin A. This is where the magic truly happens. Urolithin A has been identified in several high-profile studies, including research published in the journal Nature Metabolism, as a potent inducer of mitophagy. Now, mitophagy is a crucial cellular cleaning process. It's your body's way of identifying the old, damaged, and inefficient mitochondria and recycling them for parts. Think of it as taking out the cellular trash. This is just as important as building new mitochondria because if you only build new ones without clearing out the old, dysfunctional ones, you end up with a cluttered, inefficient cellular environment. You won't believe what happens when a man dressed as an ordinary cleaner walks into a gym full of massive bodybuilders flexing their power. From the very first second, this story shocks everyone watching, and you need to see how it unfolds before judging anyone by their looks. So make sure you hit that like button right now, because what's about to happen will completely flip your idea of strength, pride, and respect upside down. The scene opens with the camera following Anatoly, wearing old janitor clothes, pushing a mop across the gym floor. Around him, confident bodybuilders are training hard, lifting heavy weights, and occasionally smirking at the cleaner struggling with his bucket. They don't know that this cleaner is hiding one of the most insane strengths anyone has ever seen. As he quietly moves from corner to corner, wiping sweat off benches, you can feel the tension building in the air. One bodybuilder carelessly drops a dumbbell near him, and the cleaner picks it up, effortlessly, one hand only. The room freezes. A few guys exchange glances, unsure of what they just saw. Slowly, Anatoly continues mopping, pretending nothing happened. Cameras capture every reaction, every smirk turning into shock. The cleaner, who seemed weak and invisible moments ago, suddenly looks like the calm center of the storm. And before anyone can speak, he begins lifting weights heavier than the entire gym imagined possible. This moment exposes something powerful about human behavior, how people underestimate others based on appearances. So before you skip, remember to subscribe and stay till the end, because what follows will leave you speechless. Now the atmosphere inside the gym has completely changed. The same men who laughed minutes earlier are now watching in silent disbelief as the so-called cleaner performs lifts that even professionals struggle with. Every repetition hits harder than the last, not just because of the physical power, but because it's breaking their ego apart. You can see jaws dropping, phones coming out to record, and whispers spreading through the gym crowd. Anatoly, still in his disguise, keeps a calm, focused expression, proving that real strength never needs to announce itself. The video data later showed how this single prank gathered millions of views in just a few days, not because of the humor alone, but because it carried a hidden social experiment, testing how people treat someone they think is beneath them. Studies show that in 80% of public social interactions, appearance and first impressions decide respect levels before any skill is seen. And Anatoly's experiment exposes exactly that truth. By disguising as a cleaner, he forced others to see their own bias unfold live. When he finally reveals his identity, the reactions are priceless: embarrassment, laughter, and genuine admiration all mixed together. The strongest men in the room end up applauding the man they once ignored. And that's what makes this prank legendary, not the lifts but the lesson. It reminds every viewer watching that respect should never depend on status, clothes, or muscles. It should depend on character. So if you enjoyed this experiment and believe everyone deserves a fair chance, hit that like button, share this story with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable social experiments like this one, because next time, you might just witness another mind-blowing twist from Anatoly himself.